All right, darling, the floor is yours. So tell me about what you got going on.
All right. So after our talk that we had in July, I was just sitting down talking with my sister, trying to figure out like what can we do. And I was just thinking about doing like tying in like wellness and motivation, because stress, it affects all parts of your body,
Mm-hmm.
not only like mental but physically too. So just trying to like do a conference where it's just not only helping women but helping men too. So just helping everybody together.
Okay. So question, what is
Mhm.
it are you looking to offer after, so everybody loves it, they want the next step. What is that next step?
That next step was that luncheon that you gave me the idea about, like
Okay.
having like doing like a luncheon and another like conference or whatever.
Okay. So, well, we don't want it to be the same thing. It needs to be a little bit different.
Okay.
So question,
Okay.
with the luncheon, do you have an idea when you want that luncheon to be?
I guess probably like the first of next year, like February of next year.
Okay. So how many people are you trying to have at this luncheon?
I guess like either probably like 20 to 40 people.
Okay, so that's way too far. February for 20 to 40 people. I'm thinking you about to say 100 to 150. Okay. So 20 to 40 people, you could get like that could be your event. Like, you know what I'm saying? You could get
Okay.
20 to 40 people. So when you're doing, so for example, if you're going to do, well, let me ask you this. This event that you're wanting to do, is it free?
Yeah, the first one is free. Yeah.
Whenever you're doing a free and you're making an offer, like something that far out, is that's a little long. Most times
Okay.
people make offers for like events, like the offers for you to register to come to the event is generally going to be within 30 days of that event, right?
Okay.
So if it's
Mhm.
going to be a luncheon, so what I would recommend, especially if your goal is to get more people to the luncheon, y'all are going to do more than just one of these events prior to the 30 days, because y'all going to have to be pounding the pavement to get those 20
Mhm.
to 40 people, which honestly shouldn't be too much. But hold on.
Okay.
Luncheon, 20 to 40 people. Now, at the luncheon, what are they going to learn at the luncheon?
The lunch, just techniques, different techniques to deal with stress.
Okay, give me an example. What you mean by that?
Just we can talk about like exercising is one way to get rid of stress.
Hey, to come hear about exercise. Let me know.
For real?
Look, you want me to tell the truth? You want me to
Yes, I do.
come to the luncheon for you to tell me to exercise? I'm gonna be like, girl, bye. So I want to know. So okay. All right. So it has to be. So let's say, for example, at the luncheon, you were going to have some special speakers, maybe a well-known speaker in the city or something.
Mhm.
But you got to be specific. So when you're making an offer, you got to be able to, and we'll get to that point. But before we start creating the foundation of this talk, I got to know
Mhm.
what the offer is going to be, because that's how we frame the talk. So if the offer
Okay.
is a luncheon, but people got to know what they're going to get at the luncheon. Like, is the luncheon going to be at somewhere very special? Maybe that's why people are going to pay. But as a result of
Mhm.
going, they've got to feel like they got something. That makes sense?
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. So, I mean, of course you could talk about those things, but we got to tell them like, what are they going to get? So what would be some great things that they're going to get? Now, where do you plan on having the luncheon, first of all?
Well, I was thinking about Galveston. I mean, everybody like the water. I mean, it ain't the most beautiful place, but
Mm-hmm.
it's like on the water. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay. So you guys need to figure out where though. So like the exact location.
Moody Gardens in Galveston.
Okay. Moody Gardens. So is that where you're
Mhm.
going to now?
Yeah.
This because I'm new to the area. Do they have a lot of events in Galveston?
Yes.
Okay, good. I know, Houston, y'all just used to drive it anyway. So, okay, now do you know the price point of that event, of the luncheon that's going to be at Moody Gardens? How much it's going to
Okay.
cost?
I'm still figuring out that part because Moody Gardens kind of like it's in between pricey sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So one of the tasks that we're going to have to do is, because we got to know this prior to us finalizing your talk, you're going to know how much this is going to cost you and how much money you're going to make, right? Now, what do you and what? Now you got to remind me again. What do you and your sister sell?
Oh, because we wrote a book, Leap of Faith, and we were supposed to be redoing like the book cover and changing it to 16 women success stories or 16 women who overcame. But yeah.
So but what else do y'all sell? Right now,
that's it.
Okay, so we gotta.
Yeah, because we work full time, so I'm just like trying to
I'm about to get you making more money that you do on your job, honey. That's what we're trying to figure out.
Look, I'm ready.
So we have to figure out what that offer is going to be.
And
you've got the 16 women, and you talk about wellness and motivation. And this luncheon. So it could be kind of like what I was talking about, like my Diva Dines, right? But the Diva Dines, we only charge, that's not a really offer. I mean, it is, it's an offer, but maybe by then I will say we need to have a bigger offer that's going to produce profits. Because like my goal is that when you do, for example, I just did my workshop the other day, a book writing workshop, and we made $5,000. You're not going to make $5,000 off for no ticket to a luncheon, right? So so even if you were to say, let's give an example. Let's say like you guys offered some kind of program or a product centered around wellness and motivation. And when they enrolled into the program, they also got a free ticket to the luncheon where you're going to have this incredible speaker that's going to be there, so that, if this program you're charging $297 for the program, at least you'll be able to cover the cost of the event. And if you got to pay the speaker, you can, or you find a speaker that's going to make some kind of an offer and you work a 50-50 split and you make money from the luncheon too. Right? So we definitely need to frame our whole, like how this process is going to work. So you have your free event, so we need to create a product or service that you guys can offer. Now, we'll get to that. We'll get to the offer. We'll work on more of that. So let's talk about the free event. Okay. So what is it that you want to call the free event?
I've been like playing around with like different names to like something catchy.
Right.
But I still ain't got that one catchy thing yet. Okay. I got like 20 names wrote down and none of them just like, yes, that's it.
Well, you got to give me something. So give me some of them. Do you have them with you?
Yes, I have them with me. It's on my, actually on my phone.
Okay. Name a few of them for me.
Pull them up right now.
Perfect.
Okay, so one was assist the faith of faith.
Okay, what else you got?
I got the art of taking a faith, or the secret diary of faith, of leap of faith.
Now, is this the name of your event or is this the name of a book?
No, I was trying to tie it around like kind of like the book, but like not with the book or whatever.
Okay, so let me tell you this. Don't get hung up on titles. Don't nobody care about titles. People care about results, right?
Okay.
It doesn't. So let me, because I just did a training the other day. I don't know if you was on it, but I sent it to everybody in System Mastery, talking about how to get people to events. You really need to look at it because it's tailored to your event. So I'm going to send out an email of the replay to everybody either today or tomorrow, because when I start, and the reason why you need to look at it is because I went back to when I started doing my events back in 2015 or something on Eventbrite. And I was showing how I started off doing my events called Show Your Success, right? I call them Show Your Success Workshop, Show Your Success this, because that's the name of my company. So I want to use the name of my company, right? Well, nobody knows what success is. So people were not registering. When I changed it to what people were going to get as a result of coming, instantly people started coming to those events. So when I changed to write a book for business, or write a book in 30 days, or how to overcome your fears, or whatever it was going, how to be wealthy without working. You see what I'm saying? So the title of your event has to be tailored around, as a result of somebody coming to this event, what is it that they're going to learn? So if we're talking about wellness and motivation, one could be how to stay motivated in an unmotivated world. That could be the title. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm going to type that down just because that was good.
That was good.
I mean,
2 snaps to you, Taria.
I'm amazing with this stuff. I'm just playing. You're going to end up playing. Now, I'm going to tell you this. You're going to end up playing around with titles too, but you got to start. You got to start to know. So I think that's a good one, how to stay motivated in an unmotivated world. And if you and your sister come up with different ones, but again, it has to tell them immediately on the title what this event is about, right? So I'm about to share my screen so you can see some stuff real quick. Un momento. So let's just pretend that was the title, right? Matter of fact, hold on. Before I do that, hold on, let me download. I should have had this downloaded already. Because what we're about to do is if we want to use that as an example, it doesn't have to be that particular title, but would you say that most people are going to, that's what you're teaching them about motivation from this event?
Yeah.
I know a lot of people ask me that. How do I stay motivated? So, all right. Hold up. Wait a minute. What's your fire alarm? Needing the battery?
You hear it?
Because I remember it was mine was making that noise. It was irking me. Oh my God, I couldn't take it. Okay.
I need to change the battery.
Yeah, girl. How about one of them? Don't tell nobody. I took it all the way off the wall. I was like, killing me. Okay, hold on. Yeah, noises like that irk me like that, or over and over again. It's just I can't do it. Okay, here we go. Actually, I wanted to upload it in. Actually, can I do edits on this right here? Let me see. No. So let me do it. Now, normally what you would do is print this out, but I'm going to just do it in Photoshop for me. So, okay. All right. So I'm going to zoom in. So this is what your speaker outline looks like, right? So whenever I talk, I always print this thing out. In fact, I actually get like a big poster board and draw it out so that I can write some things, right? So what we're going to do now is we're going to focus on at least this front half, okay? So if the goal is about staying motivated, we know that's what we're going to be talking about, right? All right. The first thing is right here is where we talk about the introduction. Staying motivated. Okay. Okay. Then when we do that, when we say, hey, everybody, welcome here. And I normally started off with And you probably see where we talk about the different legs. I normally started off with the leg, and it's generally like a question, right? So the question could be, you know, how many of you guys in here would agree that you've, you know, ever found it very difficult to stay motivated? Raise your hand, right? So we started off with that question. Great. So then the next thing that we need to do is we're going to do the 3 topics, right? Or you could do the intro. The reason why those are side by side is because you could do them either or, but whatever one. So the first thing we need to figure out is your 3 topics that you're going to talk about when it comes to staying motivated. So I'm going to give you an example just in case you don't know what the hell to talk about, right? So what this is the same thing that I do when writing books. Google it. So I'll say steps to staying motivated. All right. So I'm going to look at the ones that have like more than 3 because we're looking for 3, but we may switch it up every now and then. So here's one that says 11 ways to stay motivated. I actually one time did a workshop on goal setting. It was called Goal Setting Wealth Getting. That was good. And we had a lot of people show up. It was packed. People don't know how to say. So that's something y'all can do too. Okay. So let me see what they got. Make sure that she set your goals. Okay. So here's some examples, right? And what I'm going to do just to make it easier, because I know you're looking at your phone, I'm going to just type them in a list so that we can see them better. All right. So one is don't assume money will motivate you. I know that. Ain't that the truth?
Okay.
It never motivated me. Okay. Look at that. Look at that ad. That's where I get my books printed, and they got an ad on here. I need to figure
wow.
Yeah, because they've not been on their website. It's getting crazy today. I swear I was on the phone talking about something and then went on TV and they had a commercial on about what I was doing.
Wow.
Never seen a commercial in my life on it. I was like, what in the heck is going on? I had no privacy. Look at them. Okay, I see 48 hours. Okay. What happened to number 7? It's not posted. Hold on. Let's see something. All right. And what you're going to do is choose your favorite ones, okay?
Yeah.
And I don't know if we like all of these. I'm going to pick a list. I'm going to get a couple more. Maybe get a total of about 12. And you're going to pick your top 3. But I'm going to still send you all of these different ones. Remember, we're talking about staying motivated. Of course, this one is talking about goal setting, but that's okay. 10 ways to stay motivated when negativity seems to be all around. This is good. Okay. Have an attitude. Take control of what you can. Read and listen to positive information. That's it. Seek positive affirmations. I just posted some other good ones, I think. Make a plan. I'm pretty sure that's in there as well already, but that's okay. Build a support team. And I'll pick one more. Celebrate. Oh, that's good. That's something good you could do at the thing. I just got an idea. Because when you can get people to do stuff, activities, they love, like whenever you get people to do things and share or, participate, it always increases your conversions. Okay, so this is what we got. We've got don't assume Money will motivate you. Make sure they're your goals. Make sure, because a lot of people don't get motivated because they have other people's goals, right?
Yeah.
Visualize the results. Break the goal down into smaller pieces. Get organized. Keep the big picture in mind. Don't worry about what you can't control. Seek out positive information. Remind yourself why you set the goal. Read and listen to positive information. Make a plan. Build a support team and celebrate accomplishments, whether big or small. So I know this may be hard to pick 3, but remember, you can always switch it up during different talks. But what would be the 3 that you would like to include in this talk?
Make a plan.
Okay.
Don't assume money will motivate you.
Okay.
And build a support team.
Very good. That's good, because that's a good way to sell you guys. All right. All right. So now these are going to be essentially your 3 topics on your talk. Okay. And they may, title something else, but we'll just use this for right now. Small 9. Okay, there we go. All right. So don't assume money's not a motivator. Okay, we'll call it money. Why money is not a motivator. Make a plan and build a stream. Okay, so these are your 3 talks. Move that out the way. Okay. So these are going to be the 3 topics, right? That you're going to talk about. So let me give you an example how this works. Hey, everybody, by show of hands, how many of you guys are here because you know that you have a problem with staying motivated? Raise your hand, right? Awesome. Well, look, today I'm going to share with you 3 secrets. Secret number 1 is why money is not a motivator. Secret number 2 is how to make a plan. And then secret number 3 is how to have a support team that's going to take your business to the next level. So that's how you would do those 3 topics. That make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So now we know our 3 topics, but now these may not be the order, but it's okay. We'll start it like that. So we'll say why money is not a motivator. Okay. Then we talk about make a plan. Right?
Right. And
then we are on build a support team. Okay. Am I making sense so far? I don't want to get you lost.
Yeah, you're making sense.
Okay, good. And this is how I'm able to do talks so well because I outlined them. So the next thing we do is we call earn the right? And this is where you're going to earn the right to talk to people about this topic. So let me tell you what a lot of people do during this portion where they're talking about themselves. They never earn the right because they talk about stuff don't got nothing to do with nothing. For example, let me just give you a prime example. I was watching something with the VMAs and Madonna was supposed to talk about Aretha Franklin. Madonna talked about herself the whole time about what she had to do with Aretha Franklin. So she did not earn the right to talk about Aretha Franklin. If anything, she was supposed to talk about the things that Aretha had done to help her in her career. But child, she was talking about stuff that had nothing to do with Aretha Franklin. So that earn the right. You know what I'm saying? So some people will do that. So we're talking about motivation. You sharing your journey about your college dance team, unless it was aligned with motivation, has nothing to do with that talk. Or you sharing your story about you meeting the love of your life and getting married, that don't have nothing to do with motivation. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So when you're earning the right, you're earning the right based on the topic itself. So you can say, hey, you know, just to share a little bit about myself, if I was to talk about motivation, let me give an example. Like, you know, let me tell you a little bit about my story because, you know, especially when I talk about money is not a motivator, you know, I have been an entrepreneur since as long as I can remember, you know. went to college, got a degree in computer science. And then when I graduated, I worked in corporate America for about a year. However, I've always had that itch, and I made a decision after my father passed away to move to Atlanta to start my own business. But one thing I can tell you guys is that when you become a business owner, being motivated is very difficult because you don't have anybody clocking your hours. You got to do what you got to do. And I just remember at times, trying to figure out what was the reason why I was doing what I was doing. In fact, how many of you guys can also relate, like, why are we here, right? And so, I thought for me that making money would motivate me. And then, I was blessed to be able to make a lot of income, but I realized I was still unmotivated. And I had to figure out what I needed in life so that I could go to the next level. Because while I was still making great money, I had hit a ceiling. And that was because I had lost my motivation. And so today I'm here to help you guys, if you are at a ceiling, to go to the next level and figure out what motivates you. How many of you guys are ready to bust through that ceiling? Raise your hand. So you see what I just did? Now,
yes.
Don't you worry, because on our next call, when is your event?
No, October?
Okay, October, yeah, because our next one is going to be, we need to probably do it sooner than later just so that you can have more time to practice. Because I'm going to walk you putting your Earn the Right together, okay? And so I'm going to give you some homework today on the Earn the Right. So just remind me so I don't forget, okay?
Okay.
Don't remind me on what I'm going to give you for the Earn the Right homework, all right? So I just earned the right. Does that make sense? I just earned the right to talk to people about staying motivated, right?
Right.
And then the next thing you're going to do is what we call a seed, right? So then I'm going to say the seed question. So I'm going to say, okay, y'all, so I plan on really, showing you these tips and things like that, what you're going to be able to do to get motivated. And afterwards, I also want to extend to you guys an opportunity to be connected with us more. And that's where you're talking about the luncheon and stuff like that. But I always say that at the beginning. Remember when I did the presentation, I said, look, if I give y'all some good information, is it okay that I share with you my public speaking program, right? And everybody's like, yeah. So that the reason why I do that is a couple reasons. So that when you make the offer, the energy don't shift. Because every time you start, and I don't know why people, you come to a free event, it's always going to be an offer. It should, right? But you still want to kind of prepare people. But another reason why is because while they're going through your talk, when you're good, they're going to be in their mind like, I can't wait to find out what else she's offering. If she's giving me this, I can't wait to work with her. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the Earn the Right, okay? So now we get into the why money is not a motivator. Now, in your system mastery training, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Okay, in the system mastery training, there's also a document that is called 20 legs, right? The 20 different legs. I'm going to download that as well so we can look at this. And the 20 different legs are how you frame your talk, right? And this is also what you're going to work on as well, but we can maybe do the first one together, and then you can do the other two yourself, right? It's so simple. You're just going to pick one of these and just put it in there. So, for example, the first one that we're talking about is why money is not a motivator. So I would say if we look at these legs, right, you could do a fact, a joke, a question. Remember, we started our whole talk off with how many of you guys are here to be a motivator. Now, with the money is not a motivator, you could use a question. You could use a statement. You could even start off with a personal story of maybe somebody else that you know, case study, expert, all these different ones, right? Matter of fact, I want to also, we'll also do, I think another cool thing that you could do. Yes, gotcha. Okay, I'll tell you once we get to it. Okay, so the first thing I think we should do when we talk about why money is not a motivator, we've already asked, is it okay that when I do great things, can I share with you? Yes. So now we need to shift into the talk. So on the first secret, why money is not a motivator, my question to you guys is, how many of you would like to you could do something like a question, right? How many of you guys would love to make more than $100,000 a year? And you pick a number where, on general, most people are probably not making, right? Most people are not going to be making $100,000. So I'm going to start it off with a question, but it's really a series of questions, and I'll tell you what it is. So how many of you guys are making would like to make more than $100,000 a year? And so everybody's going to raise their hands, right? The reason why you're asking this question is because you're then going to say, okay, if you make $100,000, what are you going to do with it? If you make $100,000, what are you going to do with it? And they're going to start thinking. And then what you do, so you started it off with that question, and then let's see what we would call this next leg. So, internal summary, analogy, expert opinion, case study, observational story. So that could be, you can maybe do an observational story, right? So started it off with that question. We say, what are you going to do with it? And then we're going to put an observational story. Now, what I mean by that is you can say, yeah, that's what happens when most people see. Most people, what they do is they just want to make money, but they've never identified the money, right? They never identified the money or what it was going to do with them, or how it was going to help them. And so the reason why for most people money is not a motivator is because we don't know what the money will do. It's not the money that's the motivator. It's what it will do for us that should be the motivator. And then when you assign your money, you're able to now have a bigger motivation. See, the challenges won't get in your way. So what I want us to do, guys, is I've got some questions for everyone, right? And I want you to fill these questions out. You see how we killing it right now? Killing it.
Right.
So then you're going to do an exercise, right? And the exercise, you maybe have 3 questions. And the 3 questions will be centered around the money. So how much money do you desire to make? Like, what is your desire? And then whatever it is, they write that down. Then you say, what will be the things that you will use this money for, right? And then you're going to put then maybe you can have another question like, and if you, when do you see yourself earning this money? Something like that, right? When do you see yourself earning this money? And they write that down. And so then what you do is you give everybody about 10 minutes to answer those questions, right? So you do the exercise and then you let people answer the questions, right? So give answers. This is going to take up the bulk of this portion of the presentation. And depending upon how long you guys plan on doing your workshop, like if it's going to be like a 2-hour event, this is going to be, about 10, 15 minutes, this portion up here. And then you're going to break these ones down to an hour. I forget what I have the numbers. Hold on, let me show you. Oh, it's going to be like 10 minutes. Yeah, it's going to be about 15 minutes per session. No, that's not right. That's just for 1 hour. So yeah, about 30 minutes per session. So 30 minutes here, 30 minutes here, and 30 minutes here. So if this is only took you like about 5 minutes to do these portions, so then you give everybody about 10 minutes to write their answers. And then you give another 5 minutes or so to get 1 or 2 people to answer the questions, right? Then what I would do is the people that actually answer the questions, give them a gift, right? So let me show you what you do. You can go right to Amazon, right? And like you could do stuff like this, diamond pen. I found they had these at church one day. These little pens, those so cute. Because most of the time you're going to have women come anyways. So you could buy, look, this has 12 pens for $16.99.
Okay.
When they answer the questions, or you could do, look, they had these right here too. And you could sell these at the event too. I'd sell them for like $5 or something. Look, you can get 20 for $28.99. You can get 25 of them. You give away 2 of them, or maybe you might give away, I don't know, let's say each event you might give away 5, right? So that leaves you with 20, and if you sell it for 5, it's only $100, but they're cute. So they're little like words, like gratitude, affirmation words and stuff like that. Real cute, right? So you can give those away. So anyway, so when somebody gets up and shares, that'll encourage more people to share. Because remember, when you get people to participate, they open up their wallets, right? Because they're engaged, okay? And it's not that we're trying to do anything bad. We want them to participate because we want their lives to change. So we then get them to give their answers. And then you can finish it off with maybe, let's go back to our legs. Okay, so then maybe we could finish it with a fact, a question, statement. Maybe you can give a statement about money, right? Or no, I don't know if I want to do that. Let me see. Analogy, internal summary, testimonials, on the spot survey, excellent exercise, group exercise. Okay, so maybe what you do is then you could give them a strategy or something like that. So they just did the exercise. So you say, okay, look, guys, we did this exercise and we went through the process. People gave their answers. So what we really need to sit down and do, guys, is identify. So I want everybody to spend a little bit more time, and maybe you can add in a couple more questions that they can do for homework or something like that, right? Mm-hmm. So, yeah, so we could maybe call it like the homework assignment, right? And then you can even maybe finish it off with just a final question. Like, so now how many of you guys now understand the value of the money, right? So you can finish it off with another question, right? So how many of you guys now understand the power and the value when you assign your money, and who's ready to start assigning their money better, right? Raise your hand. Awesome. Great. All right. So now we're going into secret number 2, and that's where we're going to make a plan. All right. And so again, just like what I did, looking at this document of the legs, you just simply pick one of these legs, right? So let me try. What would be a leg that you would maybe want to start off with for this subject?
For to make a plan, I would probably just ask the question, do you know how to make a plan?
Okay. Or maybe you can say, how many of you guys have a plan for the next 30 days?
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Because everybody will probably be like, yeah, I know how to make a plan. Okay, but how many of y'all have one?
Okay.
Then you can even say, how many of you guys have it written down? So that's, yeah. So how many of you guys have a plan? How many of you guys actually have it written down? And then how many of you guys have it written down and with you? That's something I've seen somebody do, right? And so now what's going to happen in that situation? That's the one kind of question where I don't mind making somebody feel a little like out of place, because people are going to be proud if they do. But then also people are going to look around and realize that they're not the only ones who don't carry their plans with them, right?
Okay.
So the reason why you're asking that is because we know that if you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. That's a quote, right? So that could be a whole other. That could be the next leg. You say a quote about planning, right? And you say, and then you could even do, girl, this is so easy. So then, I'm sorry, I'm just taking over the whole talk. But goal setting is one of my top, talks I love to do. So, so you do a quote. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail, right? In fact, it is said that if you ever interview like a millionaire, 99% of them are going to have their plans written out and they carry them with them, right? So then you could do like a statistic. Or you can even say, if you don't want to make it about money, happy people. Maybe look at a statistic about, do happy people set goals? Right? Because we already talked about money, and you don't have to make it all centered around money. You can maybe say that some of the happiest people in the world, that they set goals, or they at least have a plan for their life, right? And so it's so important that we do that. And then what you do is you then do another exercise. And maybe you create a plan, like a planning, a goal setting type exercise or something like that, where people are starting to visualize their future. one thing that I always find too is that when you really impact people is when you can show them how to visualize where they're going, not focusing on where they currently are. Because if we always focus on where we are, we'll get depressed, right? Like,
right.
but when you focus on where you're going, that's what gets people up in the morning, right? So that's how you turn that into an exercise. So I'm gonna leave the build the team for you. Okay. I am gonna send you this though. I'm going to leave the build a team for you to do as homework. All right.
Okay.
Hold on. I'll upload it. I'll email it to you.
Okay.
And what I also want you to do is I also want you to work on your bullet points for earning the right. Okay. The bullet points are just going to be kind of short little things about you. And if your sister's going to do it, she needs to do it as well. Okay. It can be 6 bullet points. 6 bullet points that you're going to turn into your introduction. So one bullet point might be if it's about motivation that you, maybe, you graduate from college, with X, Y, Z, this and that. Another bullet point is that you then went on to work in corporate America or, whatever you did. And you had to find, and you hated it, but you knew that there was something else for you. Number 3 would be, so make it like a simple sentence, not a long paragraph, but a simple 6 bullet point that can be aligned with motivation. Okay. That's the second thing. So your first is to work on your second build a support team. And then I want you to kind of like how we were doing, like practice the talk a little bit, okay? Based on what it is that we created. So practice, your question, figure out what your questions are going to be, figure out what your statistic will be for that one. And even if you have to create a bit, like next time I see you, I want to see a big old poster board of your talk drawn out, and then you write down what the question is, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So that when you're doing the talk, you can use it as a cue card to practice. Seriously. Yeah. Like when I first started and I didn't know what the heck to do, I would have it written, like just the outline essentially on my, like on little postcards. And I could use that to guide me through the process. Right.
Right.
Okay. And the third thing that I want you to work on is figuring out the price for your luncheon. So, and I don't mean necessarily of what you want to sell it for, because we can figure that out, but figure out how much it's going to cost you to do the location, right? And we need to figure out, like, why are people going to pay to come to it, right? So not just about, because it can't be about the same thing they've learned about. So, it's got to be something that they're going to get as a result of coming. Granted, people out here do these luncheons. I've seen them out here, but that you not like everybody else, right? You're going to be bringing some value. Right. So we want to bring value to folks. So even if you got gifts, giveaways, if we have everybody that comes is going to get your journal that's coming out, your planner journal, which that could be something good because journals you charge more. You know that, like your planner,
right.
Create a planner and charge more. Of course, everybody's going to get a copy of your book that registers to come. But just try, figure out a little bit. It don't have to be a whole lot. But when we get back on, I want us to have a better idea, especially how much it's going to cost you so that we can know how to sell the thing for. And then if you and your sister, I want y'all to think about as well, a little bigger. So we're not just going to sell tickets to the luncheon, but we're also going to sell something to like a 3-day accountability call where maybe you might bring in some other experts. Maybe it's not just y'all, but you bring in, you could bring me in all day long, right? You bring me on and I can talk about building multiple streams of income, and what we could do as a partnership. Like if I get anybody that enrolls 50-50, right? Then maybe find somebody out here that's like, maybe if you're targeting women and stuff like that, maybe you could find a woman that actually left her job and started her own business to do another call where she can talk. You see what I'm saying? And then y'all could do a call it a 3-series call, and you can make that be like, a small fee, like like if you say the luncheon is going to cost you $30 a person. Well, let's say you were going to sell it for $59.97. Well, you add $59.97 to maybe $97 or something like that, and you make your offer be $197 or $147 or something like that, right? $147.
Okay.
Let me just say, let's just subtract $40. So you make a profit of $107 times 20 people, that's $2,100.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what if you were doing these every single month, $2,100 a month, and then when they get those 3 series calls and you got, let's just say 20 people, I just counted only 20 people coming to your luncheon, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
20, if let's just say only, typically once somebody's invested, their chances of them investing more increases substantially, but let's just say only 20%. So that's 4 of them actually invest into whatever that next item is, the next offer, whether you're making it or you're partnered with somebody. And let's just say minimal that the offer you make $497. So if we're doing this every single month and we're bam-famming people from our free event to our luncheon, right? And you've got 4 people times $497 plus $2,100, that's $4,000 a month.
Mm-hmm.
See?
Oh yeah.
And that's a little money. You're gonna be like, girl, I can't believe. Remember we was talking about $4,000 a month? Child, we doing that. You hear me? It's really just that simple, okay? So, all right. So you got your homework. Do you understand what you need to be doing?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Good. Are you excited?
I am. I gotta get my wheels turning. I gotta get my thinking cap on.
But don't think too hard. Just do just do the parts that I was talking about. Because
Okay.
it's not as complicated as it seems. And that's the challenge. A lot of times, this is what I always joke about this, but I'm so serious. A lot of times we try to be too deep. People are very surface. People are very surface, right? So you don't got to be deep. If you want to teach people how to be motivated, people will pay you to teach them how to stay motivated. Now, granted, you got to be doing what you're teaching, right?
Right.
But we can, and know this, when I first started System Mastery, I didn't really know what I wanted to teach on. I just knew that I was given an opportunity to have a free space and I was going to make some kind of offer, right? And because of network marketing, I learned how to make offers. And I also took a course on making offers, right? So I just kept it always simple. People always care about results. They don't care about nothing else. They just want to know, when I work with Shanetra, is Shanetra going to teach me how to make more money because I'm staying better motivated, or how to lose more weight, or how to do this, or how to be healthier? And so that's what you guys got to figure out. If it's about health and wellness, then okay, what about health and wellness? Are we going to lose weight? Are we going to be healthier? Are we going to have more energy to do what? Make more money, right? So it's always got to be some kind of end in mind. And as you guys continue to do these, because y'all might have no idea, but then you start realizing, man, we keep getting a whole lot of single women.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe God has called y'all to lead them to a partner through your program by staying motivated to stay focused. Because, it's very easy to be unmotivated to go date and whatever. It is, child. For me, I'll be like, child, I'm not even trying to get that. So that's just giving you examples. So I don't want you to get too hung up on finalization, because it's not going to ever be finalized. You'll always be evolving and changing. But let's start off with something. Yep.
Okay. So then, remember the last time we talked, you wanted me to send the book try to send the cover to your editor to get it changed?
Yes.
Do I just send it to you?
Yeah, send it to me. And then, but you need to tell me what you want, if you want specific changes, so that I can let you know exactly what you want. And what I'll do is I'll CC her on the email. So, then y'all can communicate back and forth.
Okay.
But just send it, because I want to see it first, and then, just in case I've got some ideas too.
Okay. And then just because I'm going to be in Florida next week too for the conference, but I didn't know how to but I didn't know how to register.
You got to show your,
because you said
conference. What did I say? What was you about to say?
Oh, because in that $19.97 that I paid, you said that I get the ticket.
Okay.
Yeah.
Remind me, girl. I be doing a lot of offers. Yeah. Let me put you on the list. Did you get your room?
Well, I already have a room. Okay. Yeah.
So don't worry. So I'm gonna add you onto the list right now, and then I'm gonna send everybody. If probably not today, but tomorrow, another reminder on the things that y'all need to complete so you can get your awards.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me get you up in there. Your registration, so you can. You got your dress.
Yes.
Okay. I have never been so excited about a conference. I'm extremely excited about this. Okay. Any more questions for me, my love?
Oh, just one more question. Because you said, like, for the luncheon, maybe, like, bring in somebody to speak.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, like, I just trying to figure out, like, how do I find, like, people, like, within, like, the Houston area?
Right. Well, you know, every area got their divas and divos, right? So, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it is what it is. But you got to just think about the people out here that are great speakers. Like, I know a few, and I do have a friend, a guy, but it's a guy. A lot of times, too, when I want to get women, I like to get some eye candy.
Okay.
For real. Like, women be wanting to just come look. So, like, you know, I did it the other day with Jay Barnett.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of ladies it was a lot of people. We had a lot of ladies. And, you know, because he's a nice looking man. So, but he talks all about, you know, queenism and stuff like that. And so, you know, he's got books too. So with a person like him, he would be great because he doesn't really sell programs. He just sells books. So you could reach out to him and say, hey, we got this luncheon, you know, 20 to 30 women coming, and we would love for you to be our speaker, and just see if they charge a fee. Because sometimes they may and sometimes they may not. If they don't, then great. You know, they could just come sell their books. Like, you'll get a free table and you can sell your books, right? So that's just the key. You just want to reach out and find Houston speakers. You could even post it like on social media. Hey, who's your favorite Houston speaker that you know? I know a few, but a lot of the ones that I do know here, they're like, they make offers or they probably charge a lot for like keynotes, and I wouldn't recommend you. Now, you know, I could be available as well. It's just I don't have a big draw yet in Houston in regards to people do know me, you know.
That's what I'm saying.
They do know me and stuff. But you really want to have somebody that also kind of has, I guess, like a household name. But there's several different people out there.
Okay.
I'm trying to think, because I know another young lady who I don't know if she makes. I just wouldn't recommend you have anybody unless you work it out with them. If they make an offer, it's a 50-50 split, right?
Okay.
I can't think of her name. What's the girl name? I can't think of her name, but if you do have somebody like that, make sure it's a 50-50 split. They can't speak. You getting half of that. But yeah, you just gonna have to put it out there and say you're looking for some stuff. Looking for speakers. But if I think of anybody, I'll let you know. I can let you know about Jay. I can connect you to Jay.
Okay.
And I'm trying. Are there any other men out here? Like cuties. This is another cutie that was on a panel with me. He's not really a speaker. He's like an actor, but he does a lot of events, so he might do it. Another guy who's a trainer that used to train me. He's attractive too, but he a little like weird. He's just weird, like with the word. Like he be reading the Bible, but he like one day we started talking about the Bible, and he was like, "I'm like, okay, let's go back to buddy." But he would be great because he's a trainer. So that's the type of people I'm telling you to think of. Like, think of people that, you know, are attractive to the eye, are attractive in regards to what they do, because they'll bring a draw. And many of those folks, they don't have to be necessarily speakers, because you could make it like an interview or whatever and still have it to where they'll be excited to come and see them speak.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, darling. I think I send you the email with this, and then once this video downloads, I'm gonna have to upload it to YouTube. It probably won't be until tomorrow. Or tonight, late tonight. I'll upload it to YouTube and share that link. But I will send you what we did so far. And I did type like a couple notes, but you know, I'll send that to you. I don't know. Okay.
All righty.
Okay, darling. Well, you have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later.
You too. All right. Bye-bye.